is Nakagawa. In Ikebukuro, Tokyo, I run a combined hair salon and vintage clothing shop called Under the Sun. This shop combines vintage clothing and a hair salon. Our clothing selection isn't strictly vintage, but mainly items from the 80s and 90s. Since I've been a skateboarder for years, the pieces have a skate-inspired vibe. As for the salon side, we steer clear of overly edgy or sharply defined haircuts. Instead, we cater to those who appreciate a more natural, effortless look. People who prefer a style that doesn't feel overly done. Many first-time clients tell us there aren't many places like this, which I think is one of our unique points. The shop's name is Under the Sun, and well, I've been studying English for a long time. Through my studies, I came across the phrase under the sun. In the context of the writing I was reading, it wasn't meant literally, but rather as encompassing everything. In essence, anything beneath the sun encompasses all things in the world. So I've adopted that meaning. I want to offer a range of things, from hairstyles and clothing to overall lifestyle suggestions. That's the philosophy behind Under the Sun, to offer a variety of options. The word sun evokes positivity. I wanted the shop to be a place where people naturally gather, so I incorporated it into the name. The reason I decided to combine a hair salon with a vintage clothing store is that I've always loved traveling abroad and wanted a way from my work to keep me connected to the wider world. I thought it might be interesting to bring in vintage clothes, since sourcing them would give me a built-in reason to go overseas regularly. Plus, hairstyles and fashion are inseparably linked, so merging the two felt like a natural fit. The vintage clothing I've carefully selected, I think, will resonate with customers who appreciate my hairstyles. I believe the vintage store and the hair salon can positively influence each other. Some customers initially come for the hair salon and gradually develop a love for our vintage clothes, eventually purchasing them. Conversely, some customers who initially come looking for vintage clothing end up getting their hair done at our salon. Essentially, I chose the vintage clothing with this kind of cross-promotion in mind. Regarding the interior design, I drew inspiration from a trip to Mexico. Visiting a World Heritage listed architect's home struck me as incredibly stylish and piqued my interest in architecture, especially the works of Luis Barragan. His use of wall textures and distinctive wood qualities directly influenced the aesthetic you see here. Right here, straight ahead from the entrance, is this door and window frame. It's a custom-made piece. The door, in particular, was inspired by the entrance to a Luis Barragan building I saw during my visit. It's a similar style door. The wood is pine, though I have no knowledge of these things. I showed the interior designer a picture, and he confirmed it was pine. We used a similar wood, and I had it stained a matching tone. As for the vintage clothing we carry, most of it dates back to the 90s. For example, pieces from Puritan, with their striped or checkered patterns, are always stylish. Though the brand has a long history, its best designs are often from the 90s, which skaters tend to love. I also love true vintage items, so we carry pieces like jungle fatigue jackets from the Vietnam War era in the 1960s and shirts from brands like Brent from that same period. This is a Palo Santo crafted by our staff member, Tanita. Unlike regular Palo Santo, this one's infused with essential oils and comes in 2 scent types. Typically, Palo Santo is burned to enjoy the smoke. Of course, this one can be used that way. But since it's infused with essential oils, the scent lingers nicely, even when just placed around. It also gives off a wonderful aroma when lit. This is our highly recommended Palo Santo. Here we have Last Resort, AB, a Swedish skate shoe brand that we carry in the shop. And this item, through various connections, we've come to handle. We always stock this periodically. Also, there are zines created by friends, and perhaps some mixtapes and such items. Now, the table in the center of this shop. This table was specially made as a symbolic piece of furniture for the shop. Every item here is original. This, for example, is a long-sleeve t-shirt. When we go sourcing, we take a film camera and take photos, preserving the memories of our trips. We can look at these items and recall our experiences, and we want to share those memories with our customers. We create these items periodically, and right now we have this long-sleeve t-shirt, and this is a plain, short-sleeve t-shirt, entirely custom-made from the body. We create these about twice a year, changing the colors. In fact, we just restocked these the other day. We currently have these 3 colors available. This light fixture we actually brought back from one of our sourcing trips. It's a piece from Denmark, likely from the 1960s. While the shade has some wear and tear, the vintage aesthetic is quite charming. I really love the round, warm shape of it. My first trip abroad was to New York. And well, anything New York has a certain resonance for me. This is the World Trade Center. I bought this in Mexico and I thought it was really cool, so I bought it. We also have a collection of things here, like photo books and other items. There are some photos by a skater I really like, Jerry Sue, all taken with an iPhone. I think Jerry Sue is just capturing everyday moments that she finds interesting. It's really got a strong sense of American culture. This side is the salon area. We designed it with more space than typical salons, so customers won't feel cramped, even if someone is getting a cut next to them. We also have a large single mirror, not a series of smaller ones, to prevent eye contact with other customers. We wanted a single seamless mirror because it makes the space seem wider. We also loved the view from the seating area, and we wanted to create a visually appealing and stylish impression on customers. And this table, basically a place for customers to put their belongings, is a custom-made solid wood single plank piece. We felt a simple, straight-edged piece of wood wouldn't have the same warm feel, so we chose to preserve the natural, unique shape and form of the wood. The seating area is designed so you can see the greenery. It also helps to block some of the outside view, creating a pleasant visual experience for customers. We've planted greenery to make the space feel more relaxing and visually appealing. And the light that filters through these glass blocks is really nice. This seating area might even be considered a VIP spot. This is the shampoo area. Since it's a place for shampooing, we wanted to create a relaxing atmosphere, so we kept the lighting a bit dim. We also put a lot of thought into the walls. The texture of the walls in Mexico really impressed me, so I showed the wall textures to a master plasterer. He's traveled extensively and really understood my vision. The result is absolutely fantastic and exceeded all expectations. These soapstone carvings, commonly found in places like Kenya, are solid pieces chiseled from stone. Depicting families, couples, or animals, they possess soft silhouettes and a tactile quality that I find irresistibly charming. Whenever I encounter a piece that speaks to me, I bring it back to display here. This is a painting by the artist Watanabe Taichi. When he started creating these types of pieces, it was around the time of our previous shop. He actually painted a picture that was inspired by our store's image. It's like an abstract representation of the view from the window. I really love the colors, and we've kept it from the old shop and are displaying it here. These photographs, captured by Korea Shingo, depict mountainous rock faces shot through a super telephoto lens. Since our interior incorporates a lot of wood and natural elements, these powerful, rugged images lend a certain strength to the space. I appreciate the balance they bring. As both a salon and a vintage shop, we still have plenty of room to grow. Going forward, I hope to attract stylists and others who genuinely connect with our concept and vintage selection. With more people on board, we can give them opportunities, nurture young talent, and help them forge their own paths. Ideally, this place will become a hub of positive, youthful energy. I also want this entire area to flourish. Now that we're in a more locally oriented neighborhood, it'd be wonderful to collaborate with nearby businesses and creators. If we can revitalize the community and make this spot one that naturally draws people in, I believe we'll have done something truly meaningful.